Hello everyone, this is Lumi, your guide. We are back here in this fabulous world of the Witness to try and do our 100% guide. And right from the beginning I want to go back and remind you of our previous part in part 5, where we had missed this one and this one. This one is inaccessible to us, it's going to be at the very end of our journey almost, and this is one that I indeed missed and that we will have to go and get now. But fear not, it's not a detour, because we need to get the boat anyway to get to our next area. While I'm here, I'm going to show you one of the neat little things you get to see in this world of the Witness, this painter. First I thought that there might be some color puzzles coming up with the different pawns, but I don't know, it's just there randomly, I guess. But let's go back to the pond area. If you have followed this guide just as I did it, the bridge here on the left is not accessible anymore, so we have to go back through the 3x3 up and down going platforms here through the red. So, but this is fairly easy. You just go here and you choose some random 2 on the other side and it just lifts you up. To get back, it's much easier than to go towards the other area. And here, again, at this rotating platform is where our environmental puzzle is. So, first thing you need to do is to aim at creating this being right now at the blue and black. We want it to go to counterclockwise to purple and red. So, going have to start here to go purple and red, and I don't know if this is going to be the counterclockwise. I haven't really bothered figuring out, but yeah, okay, so this is fine. Now you put yourself here in this corner and you grab the circle from here. Then you go all the way, and it's now just a question of waiting, and we will just have to wait for the shadow to move slightly further, and then we will manage to finish here off. Perfect. Now we want this to go back to the black and blue, so that we don't have to worry about it being in a bad position. If we never need to come back again here, doesn't matter that it's still continuing counterclockwise. As soon as we can catch the exit on the blue one, we will be able to be on our way to the boat. And why are we going to the boat right now? Because we are going to the next area that I want to show you, which is the mangrove area. I have no clue if that's the proper way to call it. There it is. It's this island, basically. Island next to the island. Here on the map you can see it. It's this one. So the way the boat works, if you haven't figured it out, is you find yourself on the map, and this is the circle basically, and you grab it and then you take it to one of the exits, which is the exit you want to go to. We want to go to the island there that I just chose. As you can see, we have been pretty much everywhere else. We started here, we've done the symmetry puzzles. Let's go faster. This regulates your speed. We've done the desert area. We skipped this section of the sawmill. We did the windmill. We did the sound puzzles in the jungle. We did the Asian temple. We did the color bunker. Then we did the swamp here, and now we are going to do this island, the mangrove part. And straight from the beginning, as soon as we arrive, we will have an environmental puzzle that we can do. And this might be tricky for some people to find. It took me some time actually to discover it, but as you can see, here is an ending already. So that might be a clue if you want to look for it yourself. Now we've finally arrived at our destination, and you just go. Is it from the back? Oh yeah. That's why it doesn't work right now, because of one particular reason. The boat is facing the wrong way, so let's just start moving to that side there. just slightly further, and then you can interrupt the movement of the boat by just grabbing it again. Then you turn it, you choose another destination and it will turn on its own. So I don't think I can go any fast because I'm so close to my destination. Yeah, it just reduces the speed automatically. But the boat needs to be facing that way. And you'll see in a moment why. Come on. Just really, really slow. But anyway, yes, that should come on. Should be it. Here we go. So now you need to align these two corners, grab the white and go up, and then you'll have to wait for the natural rotation of the buoy, or I guess that's how it's called or pronounced, and it's rotating. At some point you will be able to continue and finish it. And here is how this environmental puzzle is done. Now, there's absolutely nothing that I know of down below, so we're going to go straight up and learn about puzzles. So let's try and go through the middle. Doesn't work. These don't like to be separated. So it seems like, you know, we have the colored squares. They want to be separated from different colors, but it doesn't matter if you have one individual colored square and another individual colored square of the same color separated by the line. It doesn't matter. With the stars, it seems like you need to put them together. At least this is what this puzzle teaches us. Now, okay, we've known that they want to be together, so we're just going to pay attention to leave them together. Now, again, we know that we just need to leave them together. Now, we have to go around, but here we cannot close it so that it sticks together, so we have to go to the left, which is fairly simple. Now, let's leave them together, and here we start again having a failure. And then you're like, okay, well, wait, so, but if you do it like this, no, it still doesn't work. But if I go straight, you realize it works. So it seems like they want to be together, but in pairs. And that's an added problem that you get and that you have to solve. So as long as they are in pairs, they are fine. So that's the only thing we need to pay attention to, that they are in pairs. And then the puzzles are fairly easy to solve. As you can see, I divided them up just right. That's what we need to do. And again, just make sure you divide them in pairs. Now, let's see, can we divide them 3 by 3? No, it doesn't need to be an even number, so it's not like they need to be separated in half. It seems like they need to be separated really 2 by 2. And that seems to be working, so we have to find a way to have them always 2 by 2. But once you figure that out, it actually isn't that hard. No, this will not work now. We need to find a way to keep them in pairs. So, like so. Doesn't seem like it will work either. So it's starting to get a bit more complex. Now this one will also not work out. So let's think about it some more. After some thought, this is the solution we come up with. So that's one of, I don't know, maybe there's another solution, but this is the solution I have so that all of them are separated. And this has basically drawn a bridge. So we have effectively connected that island with the mainland, but it doesn't really necessarily mean we have access to this area from the mainland just yet. We need to work a little bit more for that. So let's try and do so. If I divide it up like this, it won't work. So you need to get creative on some of these, like so. Now, it's not my favorite area, but of them all. But okay, now we start having some combined rules again. So the pair, which basically means we cannot separate them, but we need to go through all of the black dots. So if we do like so, we are dividing it up. If we do like so, we also divide it up. So maybe if we do it this way, our pair stays together and we have all the black ones covered. So it's basically all about doing exactly the same thing with these. And both rules need to be satisfied. If you don't understand how it's done, you can always write a comment and I'll try to explain it with some more clarity. Now, fairly straight, fairly easy. I mean, if you really don't understand why it is done like this, I can explain it later, but I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, trying again, same solution. Seems that it has worked out, just with a little difference here, but it worked perfectly. So now we have again constructed a bridge, and we can keep going. Some more pink puzzles, pink edged puzzles, and now I got again a different rule. So these we know we need to separate, while we need to keep the oranges together, the stars. Again, same thing. Fairly straightforward. As long as you have understood the rules, it all explains itself. And it seems like they are completely ignoring each other. Now it starts to get a bit more tricky, because you have white stars instead of the orange stars, and you have orange squares instead of the white squares. So what you need to know is that what is indicative of the rule is the shape, not the color. So stars still want to be in pairs, colors only want to be separated from different colors, and they can be isolated. That is fine. So once you have figured that out, you can or can you? Nope, we need to have a pair, and then we need to separate the black. See? So blacks and oranges are not touching, and we have two pairs of two. Again, it's the same. Just make sure you understood the principle. Stars in pairs, and the colors are only the ones you need to pay attention that they are not covered by anything else. So a pair, colors divided, fairly easy, but as long as you have understood the rules, it's easy. Now, purples are stars, which we want to isolate, and we want our orange to be isolated as well. So the way to do this is by separating it like so. Oh no, we have the oranges there that fail. See, I mean, might look easy at first, but then it might not be. But this way it works, see? Because the greens can be separated, they are just squares, they don't care if they are isolated. Stars want to be in pairs, and not with more than another neighbor. And then the oranges are not colliding with any of the greens, so it all works out well. Again, the same rules apply. Maybe, just a differently looking puzzle. Actually, is it it's exactly the same puzzle. I don't even know if you can draw the same solution. Let's see. Can we draw the same solution? No, we cannot go straight up here. So this is where the difference comes from, I guess. I'm trying to figure out if we can. Oh, oh no. Now we won't manage to separate the greens with each other, so that is going to be a problem. But maybe if we do it like so, then again we have the same issue. Let me think about it a bit further. So here we have a solution. The way you break it up is by having all the oranges together and all the greens together in this one, but you have to split the pairs that you already had here that we kept neatly together. Maybe you found it faster than I, but here is a solution that you can definitely use. So let's go and keep on going further. Now again, black and whites, we know we need to keep the stars together. Black and whites, the squares need to be separated. Doesn't change here, but no, perfect. We don't need to. It's again the same rule. But let me see one thing. It doesn't work like that. So colors still want to be separated from each other. So that's another rule, you know. Now that once we have the same colors, maybe the stars just want a pair of its own color, you know. So we are going to give the star one pair. And then you see that this is what's starting to work. As long as a star has a pair, it doesn't mind being with another color, but if it is all alone, then it will feel bad about itself. So now we need to separate individually the white, the green, and keep the pink some company. Now, one thing that you might not have figured out just yet is that you can leave stars that have a pair with any color whatsoever. So you cannot leave it with other colors if they don't have a pair, and if you have too many colors to choose from, like if we would do like so, then it doesn't work, because it can only have one color to choose from in its pair, you know. But if we do it like so as well, it doesn't work, because the white and black cannot be together. So they need to individually satisfy their rules, and then they need also to have their conditions or what requirements also respected. So it adds a little bit of difficulty here. So if we would just go, let's say, straight, it won't work, because the pink's rule, the square, is I don't want to be with other colors. But the green's rule as well is that it doesn't want to be pink, and this pink star wants to be with another friend of his, let's say. So we need to make sure there is a separation here in this case, and that they actually can meet each other at the same time as the pink doesn't have its condition of not being with a green broken. So if we are looking here, if we separate it like this, it will not work well, because we want the star to have only one friend, right? But what we can also do is, if we take away the pink ones, if we just isolate those, then the stars will satisfy its own condition. So it works. What you might not have noticed though here is that you have an exit here and an exit left. So there are solutions for this where the endings vary. So let's say if I go like this, these are a bit tougher solutions. No, oh wait. No, not as tough solutions as I thought. Oh yeah, because this is separated, so I need to give him one. But then, am I doing this wrong again? There are solutions where you can go left and right, and this will basically take the bridge to another direction. And we're going to want to do that at some point. So we want to make sure we have this solution figured out. But this won't work, damn it. What am I missing here? Okay, if I break it up here like so, and I break it up like so, yes, I can still decide to go right. That was a bit idiotic. So I break it up like so, I break it up like so, but I can still choose that direction. So let's go left first. Let's do so. And now, well, we have the pair, and we need to separate the pink. Still, the rule is the same, because the pair is satisfied, it doesn't care if it is with another color. Now, pairs, remember, of different colors, can they be together? I mean, we need to separate at least the green and the pink from each other. But yeah, the pink cannot be, remember, with another one, other color of the same one. It needs to be separated. And now this is just not working. So what if we do it like this? It doesn't work either. So analyzing this a bit further, you have these individual colored stars that can be with each other, and it's just plain simply going straight, because you're separating the green with the pink. There's no more pinks and greens to influence with the stars. And this is one of the ones you have too many puzzles and you start overthinking things, and it's actually very simple. Now, black stars don't want to be with black color unless they are in the need of a pair. So we know, for instance, that we'll have also to separate black from white, but that if they have a pair, that there is no issue. Now, problem is, if we do it like so, we are having like 2 pairs altogether, so that doesn't work either. But we also know that we can leave our pairs of stars with whites. It doesn't matter, as long as we keep the blacks away and we separate the pairs properly. Now, problem is, this black and this white don't like to be with each other, so it's just a matter of engulfing this one here and see how it works out now. Blacks are separated. This black and this star have a pair, and the whites are with this pair of black stars, which don't mind if they are with the white color. Now, again, we have the same puzzle almost, but here are stars that we need to keep isolated, and here are blacks that we need to keep isolated as well. And, oh, surprise, the exact same solution works again, so we don't even have to bother thinking twice. It works for different reasons, but it still works, so... And now we have something that is similar, but not yet the same. So again, we are separating the stars that want to be alone, and we have to keep this black... Well, but the stars don't want to be alone necessarily, because they can be with whites. It would work like this, see? Because these stars can be with whites, just black and whites cannot be together. But we can create, and need to create actually, this pair, otherwise this will be an odd star. Now if we keep going, white stars need to be in pairs, so we need to separate 2 by 2. Black cannot be with white. This white can also not be in contact with the stars, or it will create confusion. So what we end up doing is this. Separate everything neatly, but now the stars are not happy. So it just starts getting really confusing. But what we also can do is, wait, I need to go the other side, because the blacks and the stars can be with each other. It really doesn't matter. And we need to isolate the white one. See how this is working. Blacks can be with stars. Stars are separated from each other. White is not with any of the blacks, and the white is not interfering with the white stars. So now we've finished the bridge. So we are now here. Why did we come here? It seems like there's nothing here to be seen, but there is. If you look here, we have one of the environmentals of this area that you can only access from up here. There are a few more down there, but we cannot see them from here. We will have to go down there to solve them soon. But what we want to do now is change the direction of the bridge. And don't worry, all the puzzles that we just did, they are going to still be working just fine. Now we want to go forward. See how the bridge retracts and expands again. And here we have one of our loose panels. Now we know already the triangle means only one passage, so this means this doesn't work, because we will pass twice. But if we do it like so, it works. And if we go up here, well, we see here's our laser, but how do we activate it? There's no way to activate it from here. But if you pay attention, you see that there's something in there. There must be a switch in this hole, but how do we get in here? Well, it seems like there's a switch there, and there are two paths that we didn't take. But what we can also try and do already is solve this puzzle so that the bridge goes right. Because, yeah, we haven't tried that path just yet, have we? Now, if our path goes right, well, we still only reach here and there's nothing here. We really need to go back and do some more things. But having the path like to the right still has its importance. So do it, although you might not be seeing the reason why. You should be doing it. Now if we go back, we had here 3 separate paths. And I don't want to go to the center one because it'll show us the switch, but it won't help us out further and we'll still have to come right. So we'll go straight right. This is a broken bridge, nothing you can do about it. It's just cosmetic, let's say, and we'll have to go back. Now orange will be our final go, so let's do the green one, which you can see already we need some extra knowledge. So the Tetris, well, good thing we did that in part 5, right, because now we need it. Again, we know the stars need to be in pairs, and it doesn't matter if they are with other things or not. What does matter is that these are connected with each other or not, or actually that they do the proper pattern. So if we wanted to do the pattern, it would be something like this, you know, if they would all be in their place, but it would separate the stars, which we don't want to. But what we can do is actually switch the places of the 3x1 and the 2x1, and then it works. Because we have the 3x1 here, 2x1 here. Now, if you keep on going, it's going to be similar types of puzzles. Now, if we put the 3 with 1, kind of a T on this side, and then the I, or the 3x1 here, then we'll actually have exactly the right figure, and we'll have the stars together. Again, now it's a question of rotating this one to the proper angle so that you actually get what you want and that you englobe everything. So we can put this one, if you turn your left hand, if you grab it and you aim left with the thumb and the index, and then you rotate it right upwards, and it'll do an L like this, like literally looking like an L, the letter. And then we can put the 4x1 up here, and this will actually keep everything in one box, the 2 stars, and it works. Now for this one, this is again one with 3 exits, so it will give us 3 possible solutions. Now what we want to do is also at the same time separate all of these into pairs, and there are ways to do this like so, because you need to also englobe the actual tetromino in its own shape. So, but if you do it like this, you have 3 and 3 and 3, and it doesn't work. But what you can do is if you actually grab it and put the upper edge of the tetromino like so, see, then you are having the tetromino actually out, so it doesn't work again. But if you put the tetromino on its side, then you can actually do like so and separate them 2 into 2, and you decide at the same time which will be the exit you are taking. Now I don't necessarily, well, to the right there's actually absolutely nothing, but I want to go up. So to go up, we are going to do again the tetromino, the same shape, and we keep on going upwards. Now we are having again colors and tetrominos matching with each other. You see the problem here, or well, solution. You have, first of all, we can separate these 2 together, and then so that we have, as long as we englobe the pink one together, we would have proper match of the pairing with the star that requires it. But we need also to do our tetrominos. Now the rules of the tetrominos are independent of colors, so we can still add these all together. Put the like to something like this if we would really like follow the contours of them all together, but again, then you see we cannot solve the puzzle, and we have separated everything in an odd shape. So we need to either include this one or this one into our shape of the tetromino, so that it actually works, and we are actually having it included, you know, that the colors that we get, the pair that is missing. How do we do that? Well, there is one way to do so. If we grab this particular shape and the L on its side and like symmetric, and we put it here, and then the 3x1 we put it here, then we can put the other 3x1 here, so that this one is included. Now then we have to go from the left, take it like so, but the problem is we won't have closed it up here, so we need to find still some way to make it work. And there is, since we cannot rotate this, it's going to be a bit different the way we want to solve it. And the difference basically is by not combining all three together. If we grab this one and put it here, and then the pink one 3x1 like so, and we completely ignore the upper one and leave it alone, then we can have these like so together in one group, and then as long as we keep the other pair together, we can just fulfill the 3x1 on its own. And this is the way to solve it. Now we are adding one more where we get to lose 3 out of the 2x4 that we get by combining these two. So a 2x4 that combines these two and that loses 3 of them can be done in such a fashion. If we put it on its side, as you see, it would have been a 2x4 like that, but then we remove the 3. That's one of the solutions to keep these stars together. Now I think this is our last puzzle of this green lane, and again we have these that are inclined, so we can put them how we want, but see that they are not exactly the same, not like down here in this puzzle, so we cannot put them in a 2x4. And we need to keep stars separated from each other while keeping the different stars together. So one way of doing this would be by how do we separate these? Well, shouldn't be too hard. Now that I'm thinking of how to solve this, because we need to keep the green together. Well, and we need to we need to have also the pinks together. If we do some shape around here, you know, something like that, then it will actually keep the green and pink together, which we don't want. We need to separate them, so we need to have something that actually will go to the left. Now what would actually go to the left and take this with it, I mean, so that we have the pink and the shape that we actually want. So for instance here right now I'm using the left tetromino to do this shape, and I'm including everything of it. But if I want to keep and englobe this one as well, I need to take the upper right corner tetromino, and this, if I would close it like this, it makes those two. Now I want to add the 2x1 that I'm missing, and the 2x1 that I'm missing would do this. But to do that, I need to start from this side and finish it off like so. And then the shape is including all of the tetrominos, it includes the two pinks, and the greens are separated. And all of this to reach one more of these loose panels. This one has two triangles, so it just says that we need to pass twice by it. And this way it works. Now, remember we had this one that allowed us to go to 3 different directions? Well, now we are going to go to the left side, because that was basically a place without an exit, just that isolated puzzle that we needed to do. If you come here, again, nothing. But if you come through here, you get to go down and you get to look through this window. It's basically, there is no reason to do so right now, but we will get an environmental puzzle to do there soon. So remember that. So we have already paved the way for that. Now again, this one, we know the rules. Just separate these. And now we're like, okay, well, this doesn't work, but this, it doesn't matter if they are together, if they are different colors, it seems. Well, I was actually making sure that those were always separated, but it doesn't really matter if they are different colors. But the oranges need to be separated if they are the same color. So here we know we can just go straight by separating these, right? But here you can see that there is a right and a left division. Now, which one do we want to take? Well, for now it doesn't really matter, I believe. We can fix it later if needed. Now, okay, we're going to need the oranges to be together and the purple bubbles separated. This is the way to do it, fairly easy. Again, some more oranges that we need to keep together with some purples, and this is the way to do it. This is very easy. Now, these start to be maybe still very easy. I thought that maybe there was some twist here, but there doesn't seem to be, or is there? I remember this one actually. I was thinking quite a lot about it, but I think I did it like so. No, wait. Shut it off like so. But then, or was it like so? Yes, like this. Well, if you don't see why, just stop, check. Here we need to keep these together. Doesn't matter about the color. Here it's about, again, a three-way out, so we can again separate. Well, to the left and to the front there is nothing, and we can already see our last obelisk or pillar that we want to activate. We want to go right here, so the way to go right is like so. You can see we can keep the different colored ones together, but the same color ones we want to separate. No. This is again one of those where you wonder how to solve it. Or do I? Damn. Now I'm slightly stumped because, oh no, here we go. Fairly easy. Just as long as you manage just to focus on the orange, stars, you get to separate them, then the rest automatically separates as well. So this one looks very tough, but it's very easy as well, just as long as you know that you can keep the different colors together and individually you need to separate. Now for this is a bridge that will give us access to the mainland. To activate this you have to englobe everything. And that's just how it works, because you can do the left solution, but it doesn't do anything. I mean, it just, okay, it's like, yeah, this is still valid, but I'm not taking it up, I guess. But yeah, here we are. We get to be at the mainland again, and we saw that we solved one of those down there, and there are two more that we can solve in the treehouse section of the mangrove. So we can actually go down there, have a small break from those star puzzles, and go down there and do the two last environmental. Oh, there was some kind of graphical glitch there. And the way to do this was the one that we haven't yet. So if you put yourself in this position so that the spikes are not an issue, there's one. And then the other one you can see on the wall right here. Just go close enough, start up there, and you go down, and bam, it's done. No problem. Now I can show you already that we'll have to come back down here. Here's the beginning of one. Well, as long as you put yourself right, there's the beginning. And we'll keep on going with the bridges, and it'll have to go to the next bridge, which we'll have to adjust to be working just fine. Now, so it'll take some fiddling, but we'll get to get that one. And the other one was, remember the window I told you about? That it was good we unlocked it, but we couldn't do the environmental puzzle just yet. Well, we'll get to do that puzzle right about now, I believe, as long as we come left here in the middle. Where is the one that switches positions? This one. Now we have to go, well, right on this side. So to go right, we have to separate them like this. The purples with each other, the oranges with each other. Oranges and purples in the middle can stay together. There's no problem whatsoever. Now, and exactly this is how I want it to be. That it keeps on going right to meet that orange tree. This is very important. Now, if we now go through the green bridge, go down. Now we can use this as a starting point to get one more of our environmentals. Now this is done. Now we have to put the bridge to go left. So you start left if you want to go left. Again, it's drawing all the bridge back and then twisting it and going that way. So this is exactly what we need, I believe, even with that angle and all, that it goes right. And we need to go all the way back, but that's the, this is the problem. To get downstairs now, we need to go and take the boat and then come and try it back. So before we do that, I want to face this one to go left, because I want to do the laser first, you know. I want to make sure we have that one done in this area, and that we can then move away with the boat. And now we are here, which is basically, you know, if you take the central path, you just go up this this stairs, the spiral stairs, and then you reach here. And this opens, and it's timed, and you need this bridge to cross here. You cannot go all the way around without the bridge. It won't work. And here is the switch for the laser. Now here we have it. The laser is done. Now we need to turn this one back right. So start right if you want to go right. And I'm just going to check from this window really quickly. Oh, well, or not. Let's say it's alright. I believe this is how we solve it. Now the thing is, by doing so, we have removed our access to the mainland through the drawbridge there, see, because we don't have an access. But now we will be able to, when we are down there, to grab this tree, go that line, do a small corner here and continue and finish there. And this will be our last environmental for this area. But for that we need to go downstairs, and to go downstairs we need to go back to the mainland, and to go back to the mainland we need to get to the boat. Now this is what we'll do. Just jump into the boat and we'll go the fastest way around. As soon as it wants. Well, there's well, right here, the particular spot, there is no environmental puzzle with the boat, but there are a whole bunch of environmental puzzles all around the island that you can only do with the boat. I can remember of one here. There's one here, and then 3 in this area. Another one here, and then there is another one where you send the boat and have to be very quick, and then you get to do another one here. So there are a few environmental puzzles that actually use the boat. So we are now back to the mainland. If you don't know the way back, I'm going to show you. Otherwise, you can skip ahead if you know your way back and don't need to see it. We just go through the marsh or swamp, depends on your preferences. Now see how we left the black and blue here for us to be able to move around much easier. Now we can cross this bridge here, which is easier than doing the puzzle back there. And once I've crossed it, because it's quite slow, I'll be back. Okay, so we are through, and now we just have to go through here. Now we're back to the mainland, and we can go downstairs. As you can see, that was the castle wall where we came from. Again, we are going to the lower area of the tree houses, and now we just need to grab onto the right spot where it's really circular, where it really wants to let you grab it. It's sometimes... Okay, here we go. This is where he wanted to let me grab it. And here we go. Here we have it. Now, if you want to recreate the connection with the bridge, you have to take the boat again. But we basically did everything there is to do in there. So there's no need to go back to the tree houses. And to prove you that, I'm just going to go to the pillar and show you that we did all the environmental puzzles in that particular area. So here's the pillar. There are the 3 that we did downstairs, and these 3 from the treehouse area. All of these on this side are on the wrecked ship area there, which you can access from behind the castle, which we'll have to do at some point. These are also from the ship around that area. These are castle ones, and some more the castle. So there is really no point or no need for us to go back there. Now, where I want to take you next is the sawmill. Why? Because the castle and the town are those who actually need the most combined puzzles or puzzle rules. So I believe that maybe the sawmill would be great, but let's keep on going before that, because I just remembered we have the knowledge and we are missing one of the codes for later on. You know those we have been writing up? We have 3 so far, and the 4th one is in one room down here way back in the desert that we couldn't open before because we didn't have the knowledge for it. Well, now we do. So this should be easy door to open right now. So we are almost there. It's down there, as you can see, if you remember correctly. We looked at it, but we moved on. So it looks tough. There are those tetrominos that we can use together. But remember one thing. The tetrominos can be ignored as long as they are included. So if they are included and they even each other out. So for instance, if I would use this tetromino here, it has 4, and I would use all of the blue ones together, then I could basically ignore it. I could basically draw the shape I want because it's removing itself. Same goes for this one. If I would use these 3 and then the 2 and 1, then I could completely ignore it. Now let's see, if I want to do a 3x1, this way, the shapes are all alright. See, they are not blinking, but I'm not going through all of the hexagons. And that's an immediate problem I see if I try to do only the 3x1, is that I cannot go through the different hexagons that are behind the 3x1. So that's one problem, unless I do the 3x1 like so. So this would work still from the shape's point of view, because the 3x1 is satisfied and this T kind of shape is nullified by all the blue ones that are 4 minus 4, it's 0, so it doesn't matter. So as long as I create a shape that is not separating any of these puzzles, basically, like if I would do it like so, and yeah, and then I englobe it like here, like so, and I keep having everything inside. Well, now you can see it's not, because actually the two on the right are being isolated from each other. So here again, it's isolating. So what if I do it so? Make sure that I have them included in the same package. Well, here we can see already it won't be the case. So this is starting to get tough, right? But well, what if we do it like so? Then they are all in the same group. On the left, it doesn't matter the shape. And then I have the 3x1. See? And this opens up our door. Now, inside, grab your pens and paper, people, because we are going to unlock another safe. And we need to write this one down. Once you've written it down, we just go back, and now we go to the area of the sawmill that I wanted to show you. And I think we'll leave the video there. It was like a good length, and then we can do the sawmill area, which has two separate sections. We can do on its own. I believe maybe we are how many parts are we missing? And I think the sawmill would be one single part, the town can be another part, the castle itself with the shipwreck could be another maybe, and then finishing up all the secrets around with the boat and so on. That could be maybe a fourth part with the beginning of the mountain. So maybe 6 or 7 parts left. Oh, this one now is fairly easy for us, isn't it? I mean, we have already the knowledge for this, and I just inverted the detrominos. Fairly easy. Now you can see it. It's done. Now we are in this area finally, and I think I'll leave this 6th part of my guide here, and we'll have some more fun in this area, which is the one I particularly liked. So thanks for watching. This was Lumi, your guide. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, click that button, and if you liked it, why not subscribe? You'll get all of this following ones. Anyway, I was glad to present this to you, and see you around next time. Bye.